Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Marvel vs. Asylum 2-player card game. This is X-Force. So this is the third set of the Heroes of Krakoa, Volume 5, Number 6. The first one was, of course, House of X, where we had giant size issues, so we had a lot more cards. Double-sized box set with um, the X-Men and the Brotherhood, kind of reigniting them. And then the second expansion, we jumped into the new Brotherhood with Magneto, and now we're going to head into the X-Force. The conclusion to the Hero of Krakoa story arc brings a group of trackers and hunters such as Deadpool, Domino, Wolverine, and more. Assemble your squad to include members of the Mutant Strike Team X-Force, and hunt your opponent to the edges of the Earth. So this is really cool. I think it's going to kind of focus a little bit on the mutants that were a part of X-Force during the Krakoa storyline, which is also going to probably lean in a little bit to some of the previous versions of X-Force as well, which more is what these costumes were, because the X-Force during Krakoa were more of like the CIA team. The X-Force they show here were like Cyclops' hit squad. One of the original versions of X-Force is the New Mutants growing up with Cable. So they were going to get a little bit of each one of those. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. We'll look at the manual as need be, our little instruction paper. So we're going to start with level 1 Beast as a main character who has to climb. At the start of your main phase, you may exhaust the location on your side. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on Beast. That's kind of nice. So rather than spending it to recruit something, here you can spend it to recruit something as well, because you exhaust it right away. Put a counter on it, it'll unexhaust before the end of the main phase anyhow, so you still need it for recruiting. The location has to be a named card face up, so face down, whether it's any face down card or a location that was used as a superpower, it won't count, so it might not be as effective later in the game. Animal Agility Combat Beast gains 1/1 this combat for each 1/1 counter on him, so you can get very powerful. And Big Blue Brain, level up 3. When Beast climbs your laboratory, he gains 1 XP. So, very specific. You have to get your laboratory out, you have to be able to climb it 3 times, so it could potentially take up to 3 turns unless you get a couple laboratories right away. Level them up very quickly. When he upgrades, he goes from 3/3 to 7/7, and he gets Climb to Die. Start your main phase, you may exhaust a location on your side. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on Beast, and he gains Ferocious and Lethal. Ferocious says, well, in melee combat, character strikes before characters without Ferocious, so he gets first strike. And Lethal, this character wounds a defending supporting character, KO it. So, he's going to be gaining counters before. This will let him still gain counters, but now he can also gain the ability to attack first and defeat them. And then Animal Agility lets him gain bonuses for all them counters. So he can get very powerful. Pretty cool. Alright, then we got Deadpool as an X-Men. Unpredictable. In combat, pay a red. Deadpool gets one of the following this combat at random. +4 attack, +2 attack, +2 defense, or +4 defense. How you're going to decide that randomly, I'm not sure. Interesting. Death follows me. Level up 4. When a character gets killed, Deadpool gets 1 XP. Very simple. I think the randomness store kind of still plays into his quirkiness of his character, but they're not. But I like when they don't just play Deadpool as being here's a fourth wall breaking thing, you'll put a hand behind your back and then have someone guess the number type of thing, He has Mr. Assassin, not Master Assassin, Mr. Assassin. And pay a green, KO an enemy supporting character in combat. So you just straight up KO someone. So I like just showing how deadly he can get. Of course, we're going to get Wolverine. Bone Claws, which why didn't they show a picture of him with Bone Claws then? Combat, Wolverine gets +2 attack this combat, and Lone Wolf. Wolverine makes a solo attack, he gains 1 XP. And then when he upgrades, he goes 8/6. He also gains a health point. Adamantium Claws, it's +6 this combat, a new family. While team attacking this turn, characters on your side have Berserker and can't be struck. When this character attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. So yeah, he goes from, I'm going to do this by myself, to he joins up with everybody, and now everyone else getting a bonus attack. It's pretty cool. Very, very interesting, very lethal sets of characters. There will be 4 copies of each support character and every other card, unless I note otherwise. So we're going to get Beast to begin with, who has Climb, which we saw before, and Animal Agility, which we also saw. So he just carries his abilities over. Caliban. This is fun here. We worked with Cable's team for a while. It's not the version that worked with Cable's team. That's the Apocalypse version, but still interesting. X Factor. Oh, it's because we're with X Factor. X Factor Detection. Main, play a yellow, put up to 2 1/1 counters on each other Brotherhood or X-Men character on your side. That's fun. I love that this is mainly an X-Men set, but because this is the Hero of Krakoa storyline, they are having a couple characters in each set, have a little bit of crossover between the different groups. We have Angel, Archangel form actually, but that's alright. Air superiority, characters with flying can't strike Angel. Team up with him, of course we're going to get Psylocke, being a ninja here. She just took out Magneto, looks like Butterfly Knife. When Psylocke attacks a character on enemy player's side, that player discards a plot twist. If they don't have one, they reveal their hand. Nice. Getting rid of plot twists can be very helpful. A Wolverine, who has Berserker. When Wolverine attacks, put a 1/1 counter on him. And then Fearless, when attacking a main character, Wolverine strikes with double his attack. So yeah, as soon as he attacks the first time, he's going to become a 4/4. And, 5/5, 6/6. He's just going to get stronger as the game goes on. X-23, Laura here. Of course, Laura Kingley. Scared Stiff, main. Enemy characters can't use superpowers until your next turn. Cool, shutting that right off. I'm going to stop for just a second. I'm going to go right back to the beginning, because I forgot to do this. I usually do this, Beast is, of course, Hank McCoy. Caliban does not actually have another name that I know of. I believe he's just Caliban, because he's a Morlock. Angel, of course, Warring Worthington III. Psylocke, this version is still Betsy Braddock, not to be confused with the Psylocke from the Krakoa storyline, which is actually Kawan. Wolverine, of course, James Logan Howlett. And X-23, we just said, is Warren Kingsley. Then we have Deadpool, which is, of course, everyone's favorite, Wade Wilson. Alright, I usually like to say the names of the characters when I know them. I just forgot to do it. I want to hop back. Impulsive, when Deadpool appears or recovers, he strikes an enemy supporting character. And Top, when he's stunned, you may still recover him. That's kind of cool. Domino, Nima Thurman. This is her Krakoa picture there, so she has Lady Luck. In combat, roll a die, put that many 1/1 counters on Domino. That's neat. Well, that's kind of cool if they included a die in the box. I get why they didn't. Then we have Colossus, who joined Cable's last X-Force team for a while. Peter Rasputin. Not made of steel, made of rage. Combat, green. Colossus gets +3/+3 his combat. If he's wounded, he gets +6/+6 instead. Yeah, he can get pretty huge. We have Storm, or Aurora Monroe. Electric Field. When Storm enters combat, put a -1/-1 counter on each enemy character in combat. And then Acmokinesis. Combat, pay a blue. Double the -1/-1 counters on each enemy character in combat. Storm can then use this power any number of times each turn. That's pretty cool. A lot of guys have really powerful offensive actions. Which isn't bad. You need some defensive or guys that can play resources. But yeah, this is a good strike team. And then we have Marvel Girl, aka Jean Grey or the Phoenix. Tapping into her power, when Marvel Girl appears, she chooses a character on her side to get 10/10 this turn. Yeah, this is kind of cool. So I think at one point we had a version of Jean Grey where I think in the Heroes of Krakoa, I think we had the main character version where she gained, one version gave her +10 attack, the other one gave her +10 defense. This is kind of neat to their support one just gives another character, or a character, could be her as well, 10/10 for the turn. She could essentially become 20/20 if she wanted. Very interesting. We have one copy of this plot twist. A dream realized. This is when they're working. Xavier and Magneto working together. Mutant loyalty. Put only this in your deck of each card with a team. And each character in your deck is either Brotherhood or X-Men. One of a kind. You'll have one in this deck. And build. Characters can't attach until your next turn. Yeah, it just shuts down your opponents for one turn, which is kind of cool. And then the last card that we have 4 of is an equipment. We don't have a lot of equipment in this game, but this is really cool. We have some X-Men uniforms there. Standard issue, you pay 1 less to recruit this, equip it to an X-Men character. So, like, you have to have an X-Men to play it because of the symbol on the top, but you could technically play it on anybody. It's just free if you play it on an X-Men. Basic protection, equipped character has 2/2. So let's see, who do we have here? We have Cannonball in the back. We have Marrow. We have Strong Guy. We have Forge. We have Boomer, or Boom Boom. We have Tempo. This could be just about anybody. Might be Gambit. Not for sure. That is probably Moonstar. And again, I can't be for sure who that guy is. I can't even see their head. Yeah, it's really cool. I don't think there's anybody. Oh, that's funny though. Domino. Uses a standard 6-sided dice. If you don't have one handy, that's pretty unlucky. So maybe just assume you would have rolled 1. That's kind of funny. Alright, that was a pretty quick set. Not a lot of extra stuff. Pretty straightforward. These guys are going to come and do damage. There is their team. Yeah, I can see why you're really liking the X-Men team. Even if you didn't find any of these characters, 100% to be like, this might be a great card to add in your deck, just for the fact is, for free, if you're playing X-Men, you can give any of your characters 1. For 1 cost, you can give them, or sorry, you can give them 2/2 for even 1 cost, and give any character if you're mixing with the Brotherhood. You're also mixing with the Brotherhood, though, and I would definitely recommend Calvin as well. But yeah, anytime they have a superpower effect, you kind of gotta be wary of how many you include in your deck for each thing. But yeah, that's a fun way to wrap this up for the Krakoa block. I would have liked more focus on stuff that was going on in Krakoa. Like, if you're going to do the X-Force, I would have liked the CIA version with Wolverine and Quentin, and more Sage, and more like that route, looking at that. Like with like the Brotherhood, there wasn't really a Brotherhood on Krakoa. It would have been cool to have like one of the sub teams there have been like the Marauders with like Kate Pryde, Iceman, Pyro, you know, or they could have had like the Quiet Council set with like Mystique, Sinister, Apocalypse, Exodus, Cyclops, or the Commanders with, you know, yeah, there's so much more theming they could have done in this block for Krakoa. Like, the 2 groups they picked, all the cards they picked even for the base set, were all great. They're definitely great add-ons for the X-Men, but they could have themed it more towards the Krakoa stuff if they're going to count that and do more stuff that's going on in the storyline, and that would have been a lot cooler to me. But that's what we got for this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Come back, check out more Versus System. Got some more awesome sets coming out. See you guys later. Bye.